On to Module 5, where we will discuss debit cards and how they differ from credit cards. Cards. Debit and credit cards are not the same. A debit card is issued by your bank and allows you to access funds in your bank account, while a credit card is issued by a company lending you money for a specific period of time at a specific cost. Let's take a closer look at the similarities and differences between debit and credit cards. As we mentioned, debit and credit cards look similar, and they act similar. You can use both to make purchases, but there are many differences. Let's take a look. First, a debit card is issued by your bank, so you can access your funds in your account. For a credit card, you must apply and be approved for credit before one is sent to you. A debit card has no annual fee, while some credit cards may have an annual fee, which could be $25 or more. With debit cards, there's no interest. Basically, you're accessing funds you already have. With credit cards, interest accumulates on any unpaid balance if the total amount is not paid off each month. Typical interest costs are 20% of the unpaid balance. Debit cards are lower risk. Basically, you cannot spend what you do not have. Credit cards pose a higher risk if not managed properly. People use credit cards without having the means to pay them off. Also, the interest continues to accumulate, causing it to be more and more difficult to pay off the balance. And finally, your debit card has no monthly bills, whereas the credit card company will send a statement each month, which needs to be paid. Most people will have both a debit and at least one credit card. Still having a hard time visually telling them apart? Note your debit card says debit, so that will help you keep them straight in your wallet. Another use of a debit card is to access your bank account at an ATM or automated teller machine. You can deposit a check and withdraw cash from your account. Most banks have their own network of ATMs, which are free to use. If you use an out-of-network ATM, for example, if you're traveling to another state, you may be charged a fee anywhere from $2.50 to $5. When you use an ATM, remember to take your card and your cash as you finish your session. Always make sure you end your transaction and the ATM returns to the welcome screen for the next user. Debit cards are a great way to access your cash and make purchases in a low-risk way. They help you create good budgeting habits as you build your financial future. In conclusion, debit cards allow you easy access to funds in your account. Debit and credit cards look and act similarly. And finally, debit cards equal money in your account, and credit cards are small loans that charge you interest.